Hello everybody, and welcome to yet another session of the Neverending Train. This time, I have no doubt that we are in for some wonderful hijinks considering the amazing cast that we've got. I am Kai, your DM, and if we could start from the top and head to the bottom, if you could introduce yourself and your characters, please.
Oh, that's me first. Hi, I'm RJ. I'm playing, Perrin Fletching, aka Perrin the Platypus, aka I made Perry the Platypus as a D&D character. This is going to be nuts.
Yes!
A platypus? Perrin the Platypus!
I very
I'm
much
so
look
sorry
forward
to whoever
this.
captions this. There's going to be a lot of just grrr from my end.
That's entirely fine. I very much look forward to this. Next up in our stellar crew for the day...
Hi, I'm Avi, and I'm playing Ami the Angel. Hang on, give me a second as I remember how to do her voice. Yeah, I'm Ami the Angel, and, I'm here, I guess.
Hi, Ami. I'm so glad you're back. I love you. I will make a quick note, Ami. Last game you were in, I said that I owed you a prize. I never wound up actually writing that prize, so if at any point in this game you want to pull out just an item of pure bullshit that you reckon would be helpful, I can retroactively say that is the prize that you got from your last carriage.
That's an awful lot of power to hand to a player.
I know, isn't it great?
It's an awful lot of power, but I don't know if I have the creative energy to come up with something on the fly.
No, that is entirely fine. But yeah, I owe you an item. Use it as you will. And last but not
We'll figure it out later.
Last but not least, sharing a microphone with me, we have...
Hello, I'm Jay. I will be playing Dr. Worm, who is 100% definitely a real doctor. No, you can't...
And a real worm?
And also a real worm, yes. No, you may not see their medical license, which is definitely real, and definitely exists. You're just not allowed to see it. Stop asking.
Wonderful. And you see why I am so excited about this crew, because we're in for some prime bullshit here. Alright, to begin with, we don't actually have any newcomers this time due to a couple of changes in, how the, how things are working on the train at the moment. However, I do have to ask, we'll do the whole usual starting at the top and go from the bottom. Oh, you alright there, Avi?
Discord I speak English. Discord has nerfed them.
Oh dear. It's
Give me
It's okay. Do we want to continue with talking about...
Alright, I've switched to push to talk, we're good.
You good? You good, okay. If you have any other issues, just say and we will pause until things get sorted. But yeah, okay, we shall begin with, as usual, just doing a quick check-up on how everyone is going. And Perrin, while this might be your first episode of the Neverending Train, you've kind of been on the train for a little while now. What sort of adventures have you been having? How are you feeling? Like, that sort of thing. How have you been going?
Perrin is tired. Like, Perrin was tired before they even got on the train, but Perrin is definitely tired now, because... although, like, the doors restore you physically, the mentality that Perrin has is get the thing done as quickly as possible and move on. So although they've only been on the train for a little while, they've probably gotten through a decent number of carriages. And they're starting to be like, oh my god, when is this going to end?
This is a very tired platypus that we're going to be dealing with.
Oh dear, okay, yeah. In that case... because you have not been in a good mood with all of this, it feels like you have been on this train for weeks, if not months. This place is dragging on, and you've been through dozens of carriages at this point. Can you roll me a quick d20 just to kind of see how much information you've managed to gather? And considering what your... Yeah, considering your, considering your job, I will give you advantage on this. That's a
Ooh,
19
I'm not sure I
anyway.
can do much better than that, but yeah, we'll
And that was a 4.
Okay, with that 19, over time you have actually come into encounter with like 1 or 2 other passengers. Very few ages back, and they were all like very quick encounters before you moved on and they've vanished again. You know you are on a train. You know that going through these doors makes you feel a lot better, like you've had a nice long rest and like some food. You haven't needed to eat otherwise. You know that going through those doors also means any other people you walk through them vanish. You don't know what's going on here. You don't know what the purpose of this train is. You just know you've been going through carriage after carriage, and everything has something weird, and nothing seems to be working quite right. Welcome to the train. Next up, Ami, how have you been going since we last saw you?
Okay, full disclosure, Ami is a very no thoughts, head empty kind of character.
And we love her for
And
it.
I'm trying to stay true to that personality trait. And but the thing is, I think it was during the engine, I think it was, that I made a joke post in the hot chocolate carriage about Ami hearing the engineers, Oscar's PA message.
Ah, okay, that does.
So now she's just kind of like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Okay, that does change things for me slightly a little bit, because my usual plan for this was going to be to play that particular announcement a bit later on in this session. But also, I feel like this is a good...
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is actually a good reason, a good way to show that, hey, things are pretty weird on this train, especially in terms of time. So maybe, yeah, you caught the end of that announcement when you were in one carriage, but then you've moved on to another, and who knows what's going on anymore. I think we can use this as a bit of an example of things work weird here, and I would love to see your reactions to, like, this as we go on. But yeah, can I get a quick perception check from both of you as you stumble through the next carriage door and out into whatever this new place is going to hold?
Oh boy, perception. Where is my bonus?
It would probably be great if I actually had my sheet open.
That's a nat 1 from Perrin! Yes!
Oh, goodness, you had
Perrin sees
one
nothing.
job as the holder of the group brain cell, and you immediately dropped it.
I may have the brain cell, but I don't have any good rolls.
Like, I've gotta say, like, you've got a +7, which is usually pretty astounding in terms of perception. But that was a 1. So I think as you go tumbling out of this next door, you don't quite... There's a very slight step down as you step out of it. It's not flat ground like before. You miss your step.
Oh, no!
You do a tumble. And as you go, whatever hat you are wearing falls in front of your face and blocks your eyes. And that is also...
That's another nat 1!
Oh god, that's a 1 in 400 chance. What a way to begin this episode.
Hey guys, this is really boding well for the rest of the
I love
session.
this already.
Oh, I love this. I love
You
this.
just trip over Perrin.
Yeah, Army trips over Perrin and also face plants, and neither of you get a good look around this room. You see nothing other than the fact that you have landed on a white tiled floor. That is all you know. That is all you're going about. Now, while that's going on, and while you two are untangling yourself, I do have to ask our third player.
Hello.
I say player rather than passenger, for reasons. Dr. Worm, how long have you already been in this carriage?
Dr. Worm's been here for quite a while on this, strange,
Tell you what, roll me perception with advantage because you've had a bit of time to look around. Let's see how much you know about.
Let's see how much Dr. Worm knows. I would actually happily automatically make this oh, what's my perception? Probably not very high. Dr. Worm's not particularly intelligent.
Please don't also roll nat 1s.
Nat 1,
Oh, that's a
nat
+5.
1.
Nat 1! Nat 1!
Someone to
7! That's a 2! That ain't much better.
That's a 7. 7. Because
I did say you had advantage. You had advantage because you.
Yes, because Dr. Worm's been here for a little while.
Yeah, I will say that behind
24.
That's a 24. Hell yeah.
But I'm going to say, Dr. Worm, even with the 24, Dr. Worm does not know the purpose of this environment.
Yes, that is fair. No, I will say, since we've last seen Dr. Worm, Jay and I have had a talk behind scenes, figuring out a little bit more of Dr. Worm's character, and there have been decisions made that both complicate things but also really suit the absolute nonsense that is this worm.
For example, the pigeon carriage, the sportsball match, and this game, as far as Dr. Worm is concerned, have happened in chronological order.
Which,
interesting.
Yeah, which generally, because if you are on the train, you do not get off the train until you are off the train for good. This does not happen for Dr. Worm. So, Dr. Worm has been here for a little while. Dr. Worm has had plenty of time to look around and see the absolute giant chessboard that this room is.
Dr. Worm doesn't know what chess is. Dr. Worm has never played chess. As far as they're concerned, they're in a big statue battlefield. They've given all the pieces names, and they have set up a small battlefield. They've established themselves as a battlefield medic, essentially, to this completely stationary game of chess.
Astounding. Dr. Worm, do you react when two people come tumbling out of the red door on one side of the room?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. They throw up their little stick arms and just go, new comrades! And they sort of slide on over, and they are going to, pick you up by your collars and set you on your feet.
New comrades, how do you feel about this?
Perrin doesn't have a collar, so you kind of just pick him up by the scruff.
Yes.
Perrin is also very small. Perrin is not even 2 feet tall. So you can probably manage this easily, but they're not happy about it.
Dr. Worm does not notice.
Or care, probably.
Do you know those days when you're just kind of like, this might as well happen? Train life is already so weird.
Oh, bless. I'm glad that the immediate reaction is just bafflement, because Dr. Worm is going to immediately take advantage of this and sort of sweep you both over to where they've made their little tent, and is already handing you both bandages and stuff like that and saying, hold this, hold that, now just a second, and is like, applying and tying poultices to like these various giant chess statue pieces. They will continue to do this unless you actively stop them.
Perrin just looks at one of the cameras like they're on The Office.
Oh, you right there, Avi?
Yeah, sorry, I did not hear what was happening because Discord cut out again for me.
Oh no!
Hey. No, sorry about that. Essentially, you've just Dr. Worm has co-opted the both of you into their what's the word? Quixotic attempt to medicate these giant chess pieces. I'm assuming they're giant. How tall are these? How tall are they?
They are pretty tall. I will say both Perrin and Army, now that you have been hauled up to your feet and have had a chance a bit to look around, I will not be letting you guys do another perception check. This is just me kind of giving you a basic rundown of what you can see, which is, a giant-ass chessboard. Each of the squares seems to be around, 5 feet by 5 feet, because you know what? That works well for D&D. And, but, the chessboard does, however, seem to be, a bit larger than usual. Because, I will let you guys come to your own decisions about whether your characters know that a normal chessboard is 8 by 8 squares. This chessboard is a little bit bigger than that, so it doesn't quite work, and the pieces aren't set up in nice neat rows as if to begin the game. They are already scattered about the place. And each of, depending on the piece, they are, 10 feet tall on the shorter end, close to 20 on the taller end. And that there is a layout of the board.
Whoa.
I apologize right now to people who are listening to this game after the fact, because I don't there is every chance I will not go editing in the layout of these boards, because I am incredibly lazy. Just know...
10 by 10.
Yeah, just know that things are going to be shenanigans and weird chess is going to be happening.
I'm going to say, just to orientate ourselves a little bit, Dr. Worm's little camp will have been set up on A8 next to that. Is that the White Bishop there?
That's White Bishop,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the White Bishop, so that's kind of where we are at the moment.
Yeah, where you are is on, like, the white side of the board on that little ridge at the edge. So... How's everyone doing?
To assume Ami knows anything about chess.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I picked this.
I imagine Perrin would know chess things, but maybe not all the chess things, because Perrin doesn't have proficiency in chess.
Astounding. Cool. What do you guys want to do as you stand, all of you know, well, Ami and Perrin know how the train more or less works. Dr. Worm does have experience with the train, but is also Dr. Worm.
Dr. Worm has their own understanding of reality.
Yeah, so I do have to ask, what do you guys plan on doing? This is where you guys go nuts. I've given you the setup. Be free.
Dr. Worm continues to attempt to apply poultices to the base of the bishop. Do you want me to roll to see if I heal the bishop?
Yeah, roll me medicine.
You know what? This is the first, for all that they're a doctor, this is the first time Dr. Worm has actually ever made a medicine roll, and I've just realised for some godforsaken reason they have a +5.
Probably because
9.
Cool.
It is less than effective.
You lose half your bandages.
Yeah, what happens is that what you get is this image of Dr. Worm sort of like very, very desperately attempting to tie something around, because it's like 5 feet across essentially.
Yeah.
And like they've managed to tangle themselves up more in the bandages than actually gets them onto the chess piece.
Okay, Ami and Perrin, I do have to ask, how are you guys doing with all this and with what's going on? I will say this because while I adore Dr. Worm so very much, Dr. Worm is not the one that's going to be pushing the plot
Dr. Worm
forward.
has no brain cells whatsoever. Please interfere, because otherwise I will just keep talking and nobody wants that.
Okay,
So Perrin is very... Oh, carry on.
I have a -1 in Arcana, but I really want to roll Arcana on these statues anyway.
Yeah, please do. Roll whatever you like. That's a 4.
Oh,
That's a 4!
These are
this is the game of no rolls!
like Ami, what you know is that these are some really big chess pieces, and like there's a little bit of background magic, but it's the same sort of background magic that you can kind of feel everywhere on this train. So you're sure everything's just completely normal and fine. It's okay.
Yep, same shit as always.
Wonderful. RJ?
So Perrin is very small, and he has no money, so you can imagine the kind of stress that he is under.
That's our second Mulaney quote of the game. Second one in 15 minutes.
Someone keep track of these.
Somebody
So he's gonna try and reach into his hammer space and pull out... Okay, he does. He pulls out his grappling hook, and he's gonna try and climb the closest piece to try and get a better vantage point of this whole situation.
That's our White Bishop.
Yeah, that's the white bishop.
Our increasingly mummified White Bishop.
Yep, sure thing. Can you give me what even roll this would be? I suppose if you have a grappling hook,
Athletics?
Roll me a quick athletics check. It's going to be a pretty low one, just to make sure you manage to scramble onto the top of this strangely shaped
you
thing.
say low, but that's a 16. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, you have a pretty easy go of it. You manage to get on top of the bishop. You are now about 15 feet in the air, maybe a little bit more. You get a much better view of the layout of the board, because before, when you're viewing it from ground level, like, pieces tend to get in the way of each other. Now that you can see it a bit more from above, you can see that, yeah, this board is pretty big. It's like 500 feet to the other side of the room, and there is a door there on the other side. I won't tell you anything more other than you managed to spot a red door on the far side of the room, mirroring with the door that you just came out of. Otherwise, yeah, you don't see anything other than the chessboard and some blank white walls.
I'm going to attempt to draw the other two's attention by loudly going and waving my arms and my hat.
The joys of a non-verbal character.
Do we have to roll perception for this because we're both busy doing other things, or do we get to notice?
I'll tell you what. What's your passive perception, guys?
Good question.
12.
15.
Okay, with that, Ken, please roll. Okay, I want you to roll anti-stealth. Oh no. I'll tell you. No. Tell you what. Just make it like a charisma roll. Just to kind of see how good you are at trying to grab people's attention, and you're doing it against their passive perception.
Oh, 22.
That's just, yep.
Yeah, no, you definitely
good.
get their attention.
Dr. Worm looks up and waves their hat back at you.
I'm gonna point out the door in as best that I am able.
Oh, can we go through it?
You get a very large shrug.
Mostly that's how these carriages tend to work. There's usually a door. Usually you hang around and move some things and meet some very interesting people, and then the door at some point opens and you move on. If you would like to try going through the door, I won't dissuade you from otherwise, but I am very busy here.
The camera gets an aside glance from Perrin. Because that ain't how it's worked in their experience.
Well... I'm trying to think, what would Abby do? Okay. So there's like a pawn, a black pawn, right in front of the white bishop, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is probably going to sound ridiculous, out of character, but Ami's going to walk up to it and like poke it and try to see if it will like react. And she's gonna say, hello? Do you just live here?
That is actually a fun thing. Let me make a roll to kind of see what's gonna happen here.
Oh no.
Alright, with that, you can tell that when you poke it, there is a little bit of movement there. There's a little bit of it kind of shuddering slightly, like, or budging about. But otherwise, it's only very small. You feel it more than you can see it. Otherwise, there is no reaction.
Oh, I think we're supposed to move the pieces.
Yeah, this is a bishop that I'm currently stood on, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna hop back down to the floor, and I'm gonna try to shove it.
Yeah, sure.
Did bishops move diagonally, or is that rooks?
Bishops move diagonally.
I forget.
Do we put them like in which direction are we trying to move it?
Yep.
I mean, I was gonna try to take the black pawn on d6, but
Yeah,
I don't
sure
know if I
thing.
can move
Okay,
it
are we
yet.
gonna be able to move it that way?
Can you give me a quick strength roll?
Do you want us to assist you and stuff? Like, we can't do that.
I mean, Perrin would appreciate it.
He's very tiny.
Yeah, he's not even 2 feet tall.
I mean, where did you get a +2 strength from?
I would like to point out that Perrin has one of the most ridiculously high set of, ability scores that I have seen on a character sheet.
I've forgotten how to assist rolls.
If you say you're assisting them, Perrin just gets an advantage, I think it is.
Okay, Dr. Worm is helping you. Dr. Worm appears to see no inherent contradiction between trying to fix this bishop, quote-unquote fix, and also shove it around the board as though it's just a completely inanimate object, which it is. There is no conflict there.
All right. So with that 17, wasn't? Yes, with that 17.
Yeah, 17.
You give it a good shove, and this thing moves easily. It's not like you are trying to drag it across the tile of this. It more feels like, oh, yeah, it's more or less gliding across the board as soon as you give it a quick shove. The moment that you move they start kind of slowing down, though, it slows down as well. So obviously, you've got to keep pushing. You said you wanted to push it all the way to take that pawn at d6, right?
Yes.
Alright, yeah, you give it a good shove, and by the time it actually slides into that square, you watch as that black pawn just crumbles into dust and vanishes with, the sound of stone kind of rattling against each other as the bishop moves. And congratulations, you have taken your first piece. Give me a quick moment to do a little bit of board rearrangement and also to roll a couple of dice.
Oh god.
Okay.
Why do I feel like this is gonna be the bloody wizard chess puzzle from
D100? Oh no!
Alright.
Oh no!
I don't like that.
Yeah, give me just a minute. I have a couple of things I need to do.
Kai has a spreadsheet.
I'm scared.
That's a 72.
Kai
okay.
has a spreadsheet.
Yep.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty scared, Chief. What hell have I wrought upon us?
Oh my goodness, this is going to be very delightful.
When the pawn crumbles, Always just quiet for a moment, and then she claps and she goes, "Yay, we won!"
Give me just a moment, because as you guys, there is you get one moment of that, but the problem is, as you hear the crumbling sounds of the pawn, you also realize, hey, it doesn't seem to be localized to just the pawn. And I'm not going to get perception rolls from anyone, because, you all have a high enough passive perception to notice as this happens, that as the pawn crumbles, so do 3 spaces on the board. Thankfully, they're not too close to where you guys were standing, but yeah, these tiles, kind of just vanish and form massive empty pits. And let me... One sec.
Don't like that.
What was
don't
the
like
fucking
that.
shortcut for this again?
Hi, I'm scared.
Alright, so you see those red spaces on the board there? They're not actually there anymore, they're gaping black holes, and in fact I'm going to change them to black because that looks nicer. But yeah, those are giant gaping holes in the board that lead into nothingness, because you made a movement, and therefore the board is going to make a movement right back.
Yes, we're fighting the chessboard. Sorry, Dr. Worm claps their little hands together, oh yes, my turn, and see that black knight there is going to take that white pawn there.
When you when you say black knight and white pawn there, can you please give me
I'm sorry,
coordinates?
my bad. I was pointing at the screen, and I assumed that you were looking. You were not.
I was not.
The knight on e6 to the white pawn on f8. Again, you can all try to stop them because this is an objectively terrible idea. But
I'm trying to figure out how knights move. I don't remember how they move.
Hey!
Oh, they can move. They move in essentially a little L shape, so they can move 1 along and 2 across, or 2 along and 1 across, if that makes sense.
And D100.
Oh, yeah, okay.
87. Okay, give me another minute to make these massive holes in the floor while this is going on. Feel free to do your reactions, because again, as soon as that knight lands on the square where the pawn is, it makes, the pawn crumbles, and so do more chunks of the board.
Wait.
Perrin's just Oh no. frantic glasses.
Dr. Worm's going to continue pushing pieces unless they are stopped.
Wait, no, don't do that.
Can I jump on Dr. Worm?
yeah, you can definitely do that. What are you attempting to do? Just land on them?
Pin them to the floor or something? I don't know.
You trying to... Please make an attack roll against Dr. Worm. I desperately want to see this.
And
That's a 19.
Yeah, Dr. Worm's AC is 15. Yeah, congratulations. You've successfully, landed an unarmed attack on the worm. What did you want to do,
I just want to pin them to the floor and be
Yes.
like...
What you've
Whoa.
done, what's happened, right, is I can imagine, Perrin just sort of flying through the air in that kind of, karate-style kick and has sort of landed on Dr. Worm. You know when you jump on a half-inflated waterbed? And, all of it sort of squishes out from under your feet? That's kind of the effect that we've got going on here.
Can I just say, while this is happening, the floor's been crumbling. 2 spaces right next to where the knight moved to collapsed. Also, Black lost both its queen and and one of its knights, as again, gaping holes wind up in the board and pieces go vanishing down them. And let me actually just get you another screenshot of this wonderful, wonderful process as it happens. I think I will have to wind up editing these into the video just so other people can have any fucking knowledge of the absolute bullshittery that's going on here.
So Perrin and Dr. Worm currently are on F8, I think. Where's Ami?
She was still by the bishop.
Yeah, so,
That's D6, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but she's hurrying over, and she's just gonna be like, wait, hang on. I think we gotta decide which color we gotta play as first.
You get a questioning...
Again, Dr. Worm also just kind of looks at you. They do not understand. They thought that the different colours were there purely for aesthetic variation and no other reason.
I mean, the white ones break the black ones, and the black ones break the white ones. I think we gotta decide which one we want to play as.
Why can't we play as both?
Question. Do either of you guys know cartoon sign?
Not officially, I don't think so, no.
I will say that if for either of you, if you feel like it makes sense for your character to know sign language, then you can know it.
-9 intelligence, baby. -1. Sorry.
You know what?
Her
Just
score
for
is
the
9.
just for the ease of communication, also because I think it would make sense. I'm going to say that Dr. Worm can in fact understand Perrin through whatever combination of signed and also noises.
I would like to I do want to put a slight restriction of this. Each time.
Do I have to roll to understand Perrin?
Yes,
Yes,
you do.
yes,
So there is
yes,
a chance. Dr. Worm has not brushed up on their cartoon sign language in quite a while.
Or platypuses.
Yeah, so there's a reasonable chance of mistranslation. You need to get, if you get 10 or above, then you have if you get 11 or above, you have understanding of what got said. Anything below, and it's a varying level of miscommunication.
I can't even add any advantages or bonuses to that because Dr. Worm has an intelligence of 11.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, baby.
Does this sound fair to everyone?
This sounds perfect to me, yes.
RJ?
This sounds great.
Cool.
This sounds great. Go ahead and make your roll, I guess.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Perrin's signing something.
Yeah, I will tell you what, RJ, if you want, you can have... Alright, so the good news is that
13. I understand.
Yeah, you understand. RJ, I will let you choose how Dr. Worm misinterprets things or what weird words,
God.
if you like. Otherwise, that goes on to Jay. This is, like, up to you guys who gets to do the improv.
Alrighty. Well, Perrin will sign. Do we have to put one of them in check?
I don't think so. Sorry, that's a very good question. I don't think Dr. Worm knows what check means.
Then Perrin will elaborate. In a position where only one person can win.
I don't understand the rules of this. I don't understand rules.
And yet you understood how the knight moved.
That's actually a very good point.
I think we gotta win, yeah. Oh wait, hang on. Ami hasn't been translated to yet.
No, no. Sorry, you've just been watching these two sort of rattling at each other.
Yeah.
What?
Ami's like, question marks. You just see question marks over her head.
No, it's like, what my fellow beaked friend is here is trying to say is that there appear to be certain rules or positions that we need to move the pieces into in order to win? Yes? Am I translating that correctly?
Perrin nods.
Oh yeah. I think we have to. I think one of the sides has to win, and then we can move on to whatever's next. I don't know what's next. I've just been here for a long time.
Yes. Well, that's fair enough. I say we take black. I like that color.
I will note, black has just lost its queen.
And
Alright.
Dr. Worm is not a strategist. 11 int Kai.
I don't know how to play this game.
Me neither. We can learn together.
Perrin probably has a vague understanding, but like nothing concrete. Oh god.
I'm imagining this now that Dr. Worm has in fact gotten up from the floor, but has not removed Perrin, so Perrin is sort of balancing on top of them. So if you want to, like, sort of steer them in the right direction physically, like some kind of weird Ratatouille situation, I'm entirely down for this.
Oh gods, I'm so glad I got the three of you together on this game. This is great.
Because again, I believe that Perrin is not only the holder of the brain cell, but also the only one, the one of the three of us who actually kind of knows how chess works. I'm going to say that Dr. Worm moving the knight was purely chance because they thought that was a fun shape.
Yeah, I will actually. I can probably do a little bit of retroactive doing things here. When you shove a piece, it will only shove in a direction it is legally allowed to move. So it could just be you gave it a shove and it went in the direction it wanted to.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what happened then. That's what happened.
That works.
Okay,
Which
yeah.
piece do we want to move, I guess?
Legal chess. Chess crimes.
Chess crimes. I'm actually genuinely trying to look at the board and trying to figure out what might need moving, because my guess is that mostly the board's going to sort of just continue opening up holes until we remove all the pieces, maybe? I don't know. I kind of want to... Sorry, I kind of want to shove... which... Okay, wait, hang on. Which side are we playing? White, yes?
I think Dr. Worm said black.
Dr. Worm said black. Kai correctly pointed out that playing black would be a terrible decision.
Consider, if we do play black, we could just shove the white king into the hole in C4.
You know what? Let's do that, because I was gonna say I wanted to see if we could. I wanted to experiment with pushing the black knight that we just moved into the hole next to it on E8. But if you want to steer us over to the actual king, which is the supposedly the important bit, and shove it into the hole, that would be deeply entertaining.
I mean, yeah, Perry would work under the assumption, okay, Dr. Worm said black. Black it is then, I suppose. Wait, have we introduced ourselves yet? Like,
No.
in
No,
universe?
none of you have.
Alright. Oh boy. Unless Ami has any objections, then Perrin's just gonna get Dr. Worm to move over to the king and shove it in the hole.
Yeah, Dr. Worm goes along with this quite happily.
Abby's just vibing. She's here for fun.
Okay, now I do...
No thoughts that empty.
Astounding. I do have to ask, when you do get over to the White King on B4, who is doing the pushing?
I mean, I'll do it.
I will assist.
Okay, cool. A moment Dr. Worm touches the piece. May I please get a Constitution saving throw?
Ooh.
Yikes!
Oh god, I'm still, like, stood on Dr. Worm's head.
Yeah. 8.
Oh no!
8. Okay, cool, that means... please take 8 lightning damage.
Dr. Worm takes 8 lightning damage.
No!
And you are thrown back from the king. Good news is, Perrin... Perrin, can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, considering the type of damage, and also you are on Dr. Worm's head? That's a
I take that!
dirty 20. Okay.
3-point landing!
The moment that you see sparks crackling on this piece as Dr. Worm's hand goes near you, go, never mind, jump up. Dr. Worm touches you, and goes slamming against one of the walls.
Dr. Worm lands like one of the, you know, when you throw one of those sticky hands at a wall and they sort of, Dr. Worm goes like that and then peels off the wall.
Yeah, and then Perrin, you carefully do one of your fancy landings on the ground just where Dr. Worm had been standing before they got zapped.
Well, now that was extremely rude.
You get a quick "you good" from Perrin in sign language.
You get the tiniest of thumbs up from where Dr. Worm is still lying on the floor. Okay, so let's not do that again.
So we can't that one.
Perrin's just gonna, like, hold his hand up toward the piece. Not touching it, just toward it, see if it starts sparking again.
You do not notice any sparking.
Okay.
I wonder if it's because Dr. Worm moved a black piece. That it was like, oh hell no.
Well, I mean, the last one that I moved was a black piece. It was the Black Knight.
Yeah, and this is a white piece, so it might have assigned you to a team.
Oh no, that's true.
Should I poke it? Should I poke it?
I mean, that's only some. I mean, like as your fellow team member, I say yes, but also it's it's up to you.
What does Ami think about this?
I don't think we're allowed to touch it, because it did just try to blow up that guy. I don't know your name. What's your name?
And once again from the floor, my name is Dr. Worm, my dear, and you?
Hi, I'm Ami.
Beautiful name. And they're going to sort of
Oh,
scoop
God.
themselves back into a normal position. I'm not going to go touching that one again.
What was that hammer
Perrin
space
attempts
roll?
to reach into his hammer space, pulls out a grappling hook instead. That's not correct. That's just a 10. Whoops. Oh, that works. He pulls out a business card with Agent P, and then in parentheses underneath, Perrin the platypus. And just holds it out to whomever's closest.
I mean, that works as an introduction.
Hi, nice to meet you, Agent P.
It should be noted, every time Perrin reaches into his hammer space, he takes his hat off and just sticks his hand inside.
Excellent. Like,
Oh, I love that.
the hat is the best place to keep your hammer space, to be quite honest. Alright, so introductions have done. Were you going to make any other attempt at touching the White King, Perrin, or did you guys want to avoid it?
I might as well, I will poke it.
Cool.
Do I get zapped?
You do not get zapped.
Oh, neat. Okay.
I mean, like,
Try and shove it into the hole.
I was just going to say, please don't do that, because I have a feeling that this is more just we're not allowed to push things into the hole.
Can I actually get a strength check from you, Perrin?
Oh boy.
Because if you're shoving things, we gotta get... Okay.
13?
With a 13, okay, you felt from how you pushed the bishop before that it just glided over the floor like it was going like, hey, this is where a thing is meant to be going. You're pushing this and it feels like you're pushing against, like, a marble pillar. This thing does not want to move in the direction towards the hole that you're going. You can kind of feel that, like, if your feet slip a little bit, you can feel it kind of wanting to go side to side, but it does not want to go directly ahead into the hole.
How come it didn't electrocute
Alright.
you?
He'll turn around and go, okay, yeah, no, that doesn't work. It's fine.
Synchronized humming. I guess I've immediately forgotten what side we picked. Bloody hell.
Black.
Well,
You've been assigned.
I've been
Train
assigned black, it seems.
Train assigned black. I suppose that makes Perrin train assigned white.
Yo, you've been assigned white? Yikes.
Yeah. God damn it.
Total tangent, but because I haven't seen any art of Perrin yet. Is he still turquoise, or did you pick like another? Did you like color wheel flip him?
He's absolutely still turquoise.
Yes,
Or
good.
teal.
wonderful.
Hmm.
Give me 1 sec.
How do we want to do this then?
I don't know. I'm just sort of looking at because here's the thing. My instinct, both as me as a player and me playing a character whose modus operandi is to just poke things until they either start bleeding or stop, is to just push as many pieces in as many illegal directions as we can until, like, something falls in a hole, or one of us falls into a hole, or the door opens. And unless somebody has a better plan, or, like, actually wants to try and play chess, like, that's probably what I'm going to suggest we do. We just sort of keep pushing pieces around at random.
Okay, I had an idea,
Yeah?
and I'm trying to figure out how to word it in a way that would make sense for Ami.
Mm-hmm.
This really does give me Harry Potter vibes.
Yeah, it is very much like that whole giant chess set situation.
This is a little bit of that. This is also due to the fact that I binge-watched my way through The Queen's Gambit the other day.
Yeah. Tell us your
But if
idea,
they
and we can work out a way for it to happen in character afterwards.
Ami initially thought that the plan was for all of them to at least play on the same team, and then they can, like, win against the other team or whatever. But seeing that Dr. Worm can't push a white piece because he pushed up a black piece first, I think she just wants to just see if they can just play it until one side wins.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, cool. Do you want to be sort of our sort of referee almost?
Which is she has no idea how to play chess, but she's
All
gonna
the better, though!
That makes it better.
Yeah, it does make it better. That's pretty fucking funny.
Okay. I think what she's going to do is she's probably going to stand on... She's probably going to stand on the A column for now. She has a good view of everything, but she doesn't want to stand on the tiles if they are going to start falling. But she's like, I'll say she's like around A5, and she goes, "Ladies and gentlemen of the what's this game again? Of the carriage. We're gonna play some chess."
That's
The
so
camera
cute.
gets an aside glance from Perrin.
That's so cute. I love it. Almi, I love you. That's precious.
This is great.
This angel gal is trying her hardest.
I'm actually going to give you a point of inspiration for that, because that's pecking adorable.
That is so cute. Yes. Do.
You've also given Perrin an idea.
Oh.
If normal chess rules apply, getting a pawn to the other end of the board should make it be better than a pawn. So Perrin's gonna run over to J2 and try and shove that pawn into K2.
Good move. All right. In that case, yeah, the pawn moves over. What would you like your pawn to become?
Which one's that?
This pawn here at J2.
Yeah.
If a pawn moves into the final row
Oh
on
yes,
the
sorry.
opposite side of the board,
I was looking. I had the board twisted like 90 degrees in my brain. Never mind. Carry on.
So yeah, what would you like it upgraded to?
Can you upgrade a pawn to a queen? Is that how that works?
Yes. However, you already have a queen.
Yeah, your queen's still on the board.
So,
Yeah, but queens are they can move in any direction, I think. Or assuming I'm remembering this correctly, so.
They can. I'm just trying to. I don't know I can't quite remember what the exact legal rules here. I believe.
I mean,
it is,
you can't have
can
two
only-
queens on the board at the same
Elfwise,
time, right?
Elfwise, if that doesn't work, I think a rook would also work for this idea too.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, yeah, I can upgrade you to a rook because I believe like the actual legal thing for this is. You can't. It can only be a piece that has already been taken from the board that you then kind of bring back. So,
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, in that case, you've moved that has now become a rook, and guess what? I get to roll dice again. Yay! Oh, it's only doing 2 this time. Boo! That's 22. All right, give me 2 seconds to.
Right, but let's try and work out what an Earth Kai's spreadsheet is at the moment, because that's because.
So it looks like the D6 is the number of spots, and I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
that the D100 table is the placement, but I couldn't tell you what each number would be.
That's because it's randomized.
Oh my god!
Oh Christ!
Okay, thank you for telling us that and not having us suffer through the entire game trying to work out.
I mean, admittedly, if Jay looks over at my
Randomize it actually.
if Jay looks over at my screen, they can see what's going on mine.
Would I do that though? Would I?
Like, you might glance, but like hell would you remember the massive numbers I've got.
Exactly. I can't cheat because I don't know how to read.
Alright, so, white pawn in J2 moves over to K2 and becomes a rook. You also lose 2 more squares in the center of the board.
Yeah, no, excellent. Dr. Worm is okay, so it's Dr. Worm's entirely on board with Ami's announcement that they are playing chess now. They don't have to know how the pieces move or anything.
I would like to point out to anyone listening that black is now technically in check.
Yeah,
Dr.
I
Worm
was just about
doesn't
to
notice
say,
this.
Perrin now loudly goes grrr, because
Is that just
instead of just yelling check.
I was gonna say, is that just a sort of like a yell of victory, or just
No, that's a notification of check.
check what? Check what?
They facepalm loudly.
I think he's going to take the king.
I do have to quickly ask, Dr. Worm, where were you standing when this movement was made?
I think it was on A4 because I got
Okay,
flung
yeah.
backwards.
You hadn't moved from where you... Alright, that's fair enough then. Cool.
Yeah. Dr. Worm is going to completely... I mean, okay, question for me. because I know that when you play chess, technically, if your king's in check, the only moves you can make are to move your king out of check. Does that apply here? Please tell me, otherwise my brain's going to break.
Okay, you're in chess and everything, it's not just moving your king out of check, it's just you need to make sure you move to break the check, because you cannot let your king die.
Okay, do I have to do that? Because if I have to play by proper chess rules, this game is going to go very slowly.
Unless, like, something happens and the floor disintegrates out from underneath us.
Yeah, that's why, because the board's doing. You do have to still play by proper chess rules. Your options here are either moving the king out of check, or moving another piece there to block or take the piece that is pressing your king.
Okay, cool. I have to now understand why the king's in check, because I don't know where my pieces are.
Because
rooks move in particular lines, so the
So-
rook can move down and take the king.
Yeah. So your options there are either take that rook, move the king to a place where it cannot be taken on white's next turn, or block the rook.
I mean, I can't do any of that because...
you can.
I can. You said that in this version the pawns can move backwards. You said I
No,
could.
I didn't. That was me joking around during setup.
Boo, I hate you.
Lol.
Rude. So fucking rude.
I used a random number generator to set up this board, and like the random placement of all the pieces, except it kept putting pawns in places they really shouldn't be able to get to, so I had to kind of redo a couple of those manually.
Literally my only mover for this at the moment is blocking the rook with the bishop there.
Yep.
Because if I move that, it's still in check.
Kings can move on diagonals. They can move one square in any direction.
Okay, it's going to run away in that direction.
Immediately down or immediately to the left. because
The
that
way
would
this works out, by the way, is that Dr. Worm attempts to move some other pieces in other directions because they don't necessarily know what the most important pieces are. What they actually want to do is sit on the horse and ride it around. Unfortunately, nothing happens. So after a bit of experimentation, they move that thing. They move the king piece. The king goes to J6.
All right, king moves to J6, and I get to roll more dice.
Yes, you do.
I have fun.
You have fun here.
Oh, one! Boo!
Why are you making me play chess? This is why you have to try and sort out the game with me beforehand.
Oh, god damn it, 23's already been taken. Alright, so good news is no tiles get destroyed this time. I am
Oh, thank
upset about this.
I'm upset about this also
Okay.
because my king is like one move away from being put in check again. I don't know why I'm suddenly very invested in this chess game. I'm sorry, RJ.
No, this is fine.
There you go.
You're playing chess now. Riveting audio.
Playing chess with tunes. Only one of which knows vaguely how to play chess. Oh boy.
Don't worry.
We're doing our best!
Can I try and climb this rook to get a look at the board? Because I'm reminded again that Perrin is less than 2 feet tall, and these things are like 5 times his height minimum.
I love the image
Absolutely.
I love the image of this tiny 2-foot platypus riding around on top of these giant chess pieces. Like you got like this exaggerated camera angle up to the top, and you've got like this little platypus in a fedora like pointing ahead, like as they slowly ride the rook into
Charge,
position.
indeed.
What's great is because you're riding it, like, because it's a rook, it's like you're standing in your own giant castle here. Alright. Yep, I will. I won't.
I have to draw this later.
Please. But yes, I won't actually make you roll for it because now you've got a little bit more experience in climbing giant chess pieces. You manage to scramble up to the top of the rook and get a better look around, and you see there are quite a number of holes in the board that probably will get in the way of a lot of things.
Gee, don't like that. Oh boy. Let's see here. Move the rook down to threaten the king again. I could move a pawn forward.
I don't know why we've decided that we suddenly have to win against each other. Like, technically...
It's fun, I don't know, dude.
This is why I
Fun!
love...
Doing a fun game.
This is why I love giving carriages where it's like, here, I've set you up with a problem. What's the goal? Who knows? You figure that out for yourself.
That makes me feel better about when I DM things.
Perrin is gonna try something. Perrin is gonna run down and around the board to E10 and attempt to shove the rook onto J10 over those holes.
Ooh, the holes. Okay, so you're shoving it in that direction? Okay, good news is, as you push, the rook does easily move forward in that direction. Bad news is, it doesn't stop moving in that direction even when the holes wind up there. Secondary...
I'm going to try and ride it!
Sorry, you're riding in it?
Yeah.
Cool. Give me a dex saving throw.
Oh, I'm good at these.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm really good at these, Jesus.
Get a 1. Alright, so that's a
No.
16. Thankfully, that is high enough for you to kind of realize the exact moment of when this rook starts edging out over that pit of blackness and doesn't it keeps going, but it doesn't keep going horizontally. It starts tipping forwards. And you get this quick moment of, oh shit, it's about to fall, when, oh shit, it falls. Thankfully, with that 16, you leap out in time and manage to get rolled to a safe landing on G10 as you watch your rook vanish into the depths. And because that was a piece moving, you've now lost your rook, and you're about to lose more squares on the board.
Dr. Worm sort of wanders over to pat you on the shoulder and is like, bad luck, old man.
Okay, give me a moment while I delete another.
Perrin's just like,
on
okay, so
board.
that doesn't work in sign again.
No,
Are you
I
rolling
don't think it
your
does.
sign checks, by the way. You're rolling your sign checks, by the way.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, so you might want to roll that real quick.
No, fine.
Oh, can I actually get another quick saving throw from you, Perrin?
13. It's
Oh
fine.
boy.
7 and what?
Yikes.
13 and...
That's
okay.
a dirty 20, we take that. I'd taken the board just disintegrated out from underneath me.
Yeah, pretty much. You landed, and then as you, safe landing, that starts to fall, so you quickly, hop up bits of crumbling marble as they fall, and you skid to a stop on the next safe tile. So you are now safe on F10, and it is not about to crumble underneath you. Give me a moment to find where the fuck number 8 is. Here it is. Well, that's going to be fun. Give me a moment to let me update the board for you. Because,
King just falling to his
Perrin, you've just lost both your rooks.
you have indeed just lost both your rooks. Congratulations.
Oh my god.
Let me get this board.
I think the board hates
That's
us.
fine. That's fine.
The random number generator gods are out to get you, Perrin. To be fair, the first rook that you lost was your own damn fault. But spirit
That
of...
was an intentional experiment.
Yeah, it was
and
an
I'm
experiment.
glad I got the results I did.
yeah, you're safe, thankfully. But yeah, you did just lose both your rooks, as the one where your newly minted pawn into rook has now also just crumbled and fallen into nothing.
Oh, dear. It's my turn, yes?
Yes.
Dr. Worm, having seen you move the rooks around, is going to say, oh, no, you do it like this, and is going to go over to H7 and push the rook there onto the white knight.
Okay, yep, alright. That we can do. Farewell, White Knight, you're fucking dead, and I get to roll more dice.
F's in the chat.
Perrin is taking this moment to bolt over to A10
Oh,
so they
joy.
don't get caught on any more disintegrating tiles.
Okay.
5 tiles are going.
Dr. Worm is not moving. Dr. Worm is not moving.
27 and onwards. Okay, thank you everyone for being so patient while I do this. Because it does take a fair bit of time for me to make sure I've got the right tiles.
It doesn't take as much time as maybe it feels.
Yeah.
It takes a few seconds, but...
3. Well, that's gonna be some fun things vanishing into the nothingness.
Into the ether, into the void.
Perrin is just bolting for safety. He
how many is
doesn't
that?
want to fall down a hole.
Oh,
That wasn't
bless
fun.
him.
And This one, okay. I know both of you have probably just definitely lost some pieces. So give me a second to catch you guys up on that one.
No.
And you.
Oh boy.
And you.
What happens if, like, one of our kings just gets lost? Do we automatically lose the game?
You'll just have to wait and find out.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm mad because I've thought of a thing I want to try, but Dr. Worm would not do this. Because you know, if one of us just tips over their king piece, wouldn't we have then technically conceded the game?
Yeah, that's how you concede the game.
I just wanted to see how the carriage reacts to that.
Again, if you want to have a go.
Yeah, but the problem is I want to do that. Dr. Worm neither knows nor cares.
That's
Dr. Worm is
fair.
having fun pushing things around and making holes appear in the floor.
Alright, so I would like to
Wow,
point
Jesus
out...
Christ.
Yeah, so White, you have just lost your White Bishop. And I think that was that actually the only piece that got lost? Yeah, I think it was. Other than, you know, a bunch of extra holes opening up and White also losing your knight. Black now, I think, definitely has the advantage. However, White, you do still have your queen.
Yup, for all the good it's gonna do me.
I feel slightly bad because Army is kind of sitting on the edge of the board while the two of us play. Is Army just content to watch this, or?
Lost another white piece! I think Black's gonna win, but I'm still rooted for Mr. Agent P. She's commentating.
Oh, baby! I love Army. Like, and can I say, Arvi, thank you for being so patient while, we played chess.
I was just gonna say, because, like,
No, it's fine because I am, like, literally in the zone. I have never played chess. I do not know all the rules. And this is literally me projecting onto Ollie right now.
Oh, bless. Thank you so much. I'm glad that the three of you seem to be having fun in this real-life absolute chaos chess game. I'm very glad. This was a game that I thought could go wrong, and I think it's only working because I know all three of you are agents of chaos.
Yeah.
quite literally in Perrin's case.
Yep. Right.
Well, no, Perrin is an agent of I Lie, not chaos. Chaos is
Oh,
entirely
okay, yes, no, I got my organizations mixed up.
different.
Anyway, White's
We
turn.
have fun here.
Oh boy. What can I do?
Oh no.
Oh, actually, G5 pawn takes black bishop.
G5 pawn takes black bishop. Cool. Yep, you managed to move that across nice and smoothly. And again, I will say, this one you find rather entertaining when a, 10-foot pawn squishes down a 15-foot bishop. It's like, that actually, it's rather fun as you just watch the marble kind of crumble into nothingness.
Kai, does it work like the Pixar logo?
Yes.
It works like the Pixar logo.
Perrin is writing this for this. That's great.
It's not quite boing boing, but there is definitely the pawn kind of moves across, and while normally it would just crumble, you kind of get this thing as the pawn starts kind of going up in the air, hovers over the next thing, and then slams down, crumbling the bishop.
Slam into the ground.
Well, that's new. I don't know what that was, but that was funny.
It's another 5
no,
tiles
5 more
about
tiles.
to go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, a bunch of them are going to be duplicates. Because I've already done this sort of chunk. Okay, 1 second. Alright, have we got 73? And 4, 5. Aha, this one gets to go. Yeah, Perrin, are you doing okay? As, you've just watched this thing go slamming down. Oh, those two are right next to each other.
Were you still writing it, by
What
the
was
way?
the sound? Yeah. Oh god, is the floor crumbling out from underneath me again?
Thankfully not. The floor is mostly on the other side of the board is crumbling out underneath you. I do need to ask, Dr. Worm, where are you standing?
Oh, good question. I'm desperately trying to remember where Dr. Worm was. What was the last piece I
think it was the Black Rook on I7.
Was it I7?
Yeah,
it was I7 then.
Alright, so thankfully you are still standing there, you do not hurt, and Perrin, neither do you. You guys are both safe, and Army, having the brain cell at the moment, you are definitely in, the safe area of the room.
The safe zone.
I want to roll Hammer Space to see if she can pull out, pom-poms right
Yes!
We take that!
Please, yes! Alright, there we go. There's the new...
She has them!
Yes!
Ladies
Hell yeah!
and gentlemen!
Oh,
she did a cheer!
Okay, can I just say...
Absolutely!
I know that, you haven't needed to do much rolling, but I will give you another point of inspiration if you can manage to come up with a cheer, on the spot here.
God, hang on, give me a second. Oh, it's been so long since I've done any, summer camps.
You don't have to do this, obviously, if you don't want to.
Okay, you know what? Let me think on it, and if I have an opportunity to do it again, later on, I'll do it.
Yeah, you know what? That will count. Okay.
Steal one from the Hazelnut Gallery if any turn up.
All right.
Love you, Hazelnut Gallery.
Yeah. So another 3 places, another 3 spots in the board crumble into nothing. Thankfully, neither of you lose any pieces or almost fall into them.
Excellent. By the way, every time after Perrin's turn, Dr. Worm is giving, entirely non-sarcastic, little golf claps every time that Perrin makes a move. Is genuinely seems to be enjoying this and fully entering into the whole team spirit situation. They're going to hop onto the knight on F8 and steer it over to the pawn on D7, and they're going to have a fantastic time sliding along in this giant black horse.
You successfully take out that pawn, and down go another couple of squares. Let's see how many this time. It's going to be supposedly 3. However, we are getting to the point where there's going to be a lot of little overlap. I'm going to tell you right now, no squares get taken down, as that will completely overlap with ones that have already gone. So thankfully, Dr. Worm, twice now you have been lucky enough to move a piece and nothing goes crumbling underneath you.
Dr. Worm doesn't notice.
Perrin, do you notice?
Perrin definitely does notice this.
The random number generator favors Dr. Worm.
Mm-hmm. It's the only favour from on high that they've ever gotten.
Yep.
At the end of every time, Dr. Worm moves a piece, Perrin will tip his hat.
Oh, good sportsmanship all around!
Bless.
But also, second verse, the same as the first, H6 pawn takes black rook.
H6 pawn. Yes, absolutely.
And that's check, again.
Oh dear. I mean, it's always fun when, you've been put into check by a fucking pawn, I've gotta say. Because it's this is rather hilarious, because again, Perrin, you're on something that is 10 feet tall, which is rather high up, but not really that high, compared to this 25-foot monstrosity that is the king.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Oh, it's a literal David and Goliath.
I think I have something.
With the floor disintegration.
Yeah.
Let me roll this, and then while I'm doing that, okay, yeah, give us give us your cheer, please.
I can't clap because I'm pressing down the push to talk, but
slap it against your arm or something.
They're pressing.
I'm not sure
No.
it's going to pick up, but here we go.
Yep.
Who rocks the board? I said white rocks the board, and when white rocks the board, they knocked the pieces down!
Oh my
That's amazing!
That's so fresh. That's such a precious cheer. I love it.
Oh, that's so good.
That's cute as hell.
Yep, you definitely get another point of inspiration for that. And again, you can save these for later games if you want, or you can use them in this game whenever you like for an instant nat 20. But like, that's adorable. Okay, good news is only one piece of one square of the board goes crumbling underneath you, and no one loses any pieces. Black, you are once again in check, as RJ said.
Can kings take pieces?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. It's like, Agent P, my good fellow, you may want to move! And then, the king is going to
Perrin's
take...
also already running for the L, column.
Yep, wonderful. The king is going to majestically squash the, pawn on I7.
As this ginormous towering piece comes across, the pawn just kind of shivers a little bit in fear and then crumbles completely.
And he doesn't even get touched by the piece, it just like dissolves.
Pretty much. Okay, we've got supposedly 3 and 80. I think I've already done these ones. I'm very sad that the round. Oh no, I have not done these ones. Mwahaha.
Oh no.
1 and 2. Ooh, I think there's a piece there. And 3. Okay, give me just a moment. That's bit by bit. This giant gap is the giant L-shaped gap at the bottom is expanding.
So we've got at the moment 2 pawns that can't go anywhere. We've got we've got 1 pawn that's got 2 spaces to move and then can't go anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've got a bishop that can't go anywhere. We've got another set of 2 pawns that are going to be going into ram soon. Jeez. What happens if we just, like, softlock all the pieces?
Well, I suppose then you'd call it a stalemate. There you go. There's your new board. I'm now loving this minor optical illusion that's happening for rows like C and E, where like the green squares in between, so the grey squares in between the black squares look darker than the rest of the grey squares.
It looks kind of like a zoomed in pixel art of like a little animal face. The black spaces in a kind of way, like you've got like the big L shape, which is like its little nose, and then you have the H4 and I4 and EF5 and E6 being like little eyes, and then like, can you see it?
Yeah.
Pet pat pot. Pet pat pot. Alright, that was... Whose go was that?
That was mine.
Yeah.
That was resolving check.
Dr. Worm reinstating the monarchy.
Alright,
The king!
I will say that this has now gotten to the point where I can put, like, plot stuff can happen if you want, if you are tired of playing chess, or if you want to continue playing chess a bit longer, that's entirely fine as well.
don't know how many more moves we have left, considering the state of the board.
I kind of want to keep playing just to see where it goes. Like, I want to see how the board deals with a stalemate.
Same, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Plot? What plot? No, we're going to continue to play chess.
White king takes E3 pawn.
That's a queen.
White queen takes E3 pawn, even. Sorry.
That's
I are speaking English good.
That's entirely cool. It's difficult to tell which pieces are which half the time, to be quite honest. Alright, and let's see. More squares being destroyed. I'm having fun here. Just bit by bit whittling away at this entire fucking
And the pretty piece takes the little black one! Yay!
Ami has no idea what's going on here, but they're having fun. They're having a good time.
Where the fuck is square number 6? There it is.
She's not a bard. She's not a bard, but I so wish she could give inspiration.
Oh god, that that would be so good. I really
adorable.
do wish. Where's 7? Seven's already been done. Okay, that's then only 2 visible squares go down, and once again there are no pieces on them. Good news is, Perrin, as you ride about on your queen, it's literally the square that you just left gets destroyed.
Is the board trying to murder Perrin specifically?
Quite possibly.
Apparently!
The board's chosen favourites.
Yep, pretty much. It has now gotten to the point that other than one diagonal, like 2 diagonal spots, where the white queen is standing at E3 is now the only solid piece, or the only solid strip of board left before the entire place gets separated.
We've got the entire row of 3, we've got the entire column of J.
Yep, and that's pretty much it.
Jesus.
I would like to point,
You could probably use the white queen to quote-unquote win. At this point.
Yeah, because Black, you are currently in check.
That's check. I didn't even notice that. That's a good shout.
Jay, you are thinking too hard. You're thinking too hard about your next turn. What is the absolute chaos?
Sorry, no. I'm not thinking too hard about my next turn. I'm not thinking at all. I completely forgot that it was my turn.
Roll a d8, pick a direction.
Yeah.
Kid shifts into Ollie real quick.
Roll a d8 and pick a direction.
Yeah,
or
you know
something.
what?
I will say there are 2 directions you cannot push the king in, but otherwise... Alright, what does a 5 count as?
Down.
Cool.
2, yeah, it's down.
Yep, you move the king down then.
Dr. Worm is sort of once again. I just love the idea of our characters sitting on top of these chess pieces whenever they move them. Even though technically speaking, it would be so much effort to climb off them and climb up again. No, we're just cutting from shot to shot of the characters sitting on top of different pieces, and that's how this game is working.
Yeah, pretty much. Yet again, as Dr. Worm moves their piece, no spots on the board crumble. Because 84's already been done, what the fuck?
Dr. Worm gives the king piece a little pat on the head.
Can I just say, I don't know whether it's Misfortune or Lady Luck or the Wishing Star or whichever of the luck goddesses it is that is favouring Dr. Worm right now.
Stop it!
What the fuck?
Bad taste! Does someone have a cat in the background? Because I
Yeah, I think I just had a cat.
Me? Yeah, it might actually be the baby in the background.
Yeah, I thought it sounded a bit more like a baby than a cat.
Okay. I could just hear this sort of mewing noises. I was all prepared to find a cat. Now it's just a baby.
Hey, the baby is good.
No, the baby is very good.
All right, Perrin.
He makes funny noises when I least expect him to.
Queen, white queen to... What the heck spot is that? K10. K9.
K9?
Diagonally down to the very furthest row, yeah.
Cool. So, the queen turns into a dog.
What?
K9!
Oh, shut!
Alright, the queen moves down, and let's see if more... if the board decides to disintegrate more shit, which it probably will, since
Perrin
this
is
is Perrin's
immediately
turn.
jumping onto the L row.
A wise
I don't
move.
want to get disintegrated.
2, 3...
Perrin has Slowful, but we don't know what's down there, so...
Yeah. Good news is, Perrin, you do not actually, for your first time, no squares wind up disintegrating, and I'm now pissed off because no new squares have disintegrated in the past 2 moves, so I'm going to just sit here and be grumpy.
I think the board's decided to be nice! Yay!
Fuck the board. I should probably actually give you guys the updated version of the board.
Yes, because I was looking at I'm looking at that one. I can't actually see what's going on.
Da-da-da, there you go. I'm just irritated that I've rolled a 72 twice now. And when I'm rolling a D100, that is like a 1 in 10,000 chance for that. So I'm not happy.
Sorry, all the moves I can make at the moment are really boring. I'm trying to find something like interesting to do or anything like that, but I can't see anything. Does anybody else have any ideas? Army, do you have any ideas?
Oh, who's?
It's
Or is it
mine,
Black?
technically.
Yeah,
Black.
I don't think there's any way
Okay.
for you to put me in check. You could move your pawn onto the far row.
Yeah, get your queen back.
Get a new piece. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna. Dr. Worms are going to do that. They're going to have to climb down off the king, walk up in that big old diagonal direction, and around everything. So this takes quite some time for them to get from I8 to C8. But yeah, no, they're gonna move C8 to B8 and demand a new piece.
What piece are you demanding?
A queen, duh.
Yeah, you want the big tall one?
I want the big tall one that does the maximum damage.
Yep, sounds fair enough.
Yikes!
And by doing that, you have just put White King in check.
Have
However,
What?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, the White King's on B.
However, we are just about to lose up to 6 whole squares.
Please be one that one of us is standing on. I'm desperately hoping that will happen.
Ooh, maybe.
It already has happened.
Yeah, but I want one of us to
Encourage the
fall.
Lord to kill me.
No, not you specifically. It could be any of us.
Noticing what Dr. Worm is doing, Perrin is following to move to stand by his king because he knows what's gonna happen. So he's currently on B4.
How many was this?
And the black one's
Six,
got a
another
pretty
2.
tall one too! Yay!
We're losing a lot. We are losing the full 6 squares here, just so you guys know.
Oh, good.
Oh, God.
Little
We have oh
spooky.
good and then oh god.
And there goes the white bishop.
Damn it.
Sorry. And there goes that one. And we lost a bunch of squares in this area. There goes one of the black pawns. That was these 2 there. 1 and 2. And I think there was one more that I've forgotten somewhere. Right there. Okay. Thank you for being so patient again, guys. I do very much appreciate it.
No, it's okay. We're allowed to look at the board in the meantime.
Yeah, you can actually figure out where the fuck you're going to be going next.
Sort
Except you
of.
can't, because you don't know which squares just vanished, and let me say, it was a
Ooh.
lot of them.
Ooh.
You still have that one wonderfully clear row of like 3 there, where you can go straight from one side of the board to another. Otherwise, though, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. White king to C3.
Cool.
Cause I don't know, because knights jump. I don't know if they'd fall down the hole like that, but I don't want to risk it, so.
Oh, to be fair, you don't have any knights.
I do.
No, that's the black does, and if I move to C5, then it would be in the movement pattern for a knight. So
True.
I don't want to risk it.
Is it in the movement for a night? Let me see.
Yeah, because if it went...
Because it's 2 up and 1 across.
yeah,
I think that's how that works.
yeah, pretty much. Oops, 66.
It's a very close game, everybody. I think it could go either way.
Yep.
I reckon
In
the
before,
board is the one
game
that's
ends because
winning.
The king... Yeah, in before the game ends because the king just falls down a hole. Oh no.
So,
That was fucking tip.
yeah.
Oh no, did we?
Okay, I'm gonna finish off what I'm doing here, just so I know exactly which things crumble, because when things crumble, they all do it at the same time. However, the game has basically just been decided.
Rip someone's king. Oh god, the fucking Perrin's on his king. So I have to make a dex save.
Yes!
Damn it.
Don't say.
Why would I?
Good. Okay. This is fun. This is fun.
Kai's having a good time.
Yeah, I am. I'm having a fucking great time here. Perrin, can I get a reflex? Can I get a dex saving throw, please?
Yep, there it is. That's a 25.
Fuck that.
God, that +7.
Perrin, you are OP. I need to fucking nerf you somehow. I should have done this before, but oh well.
Get
I've been
nerfed.
killed 3 times now.
Yeah, no, I think you need to be OP, frankly. Yeah, so with that 25, you notice, yeah, okay, you've moved safe. As your king slides to a stop on this square, you can already see the cracks in the marble forming beneath you as the tile vanishes. And again, thankfully the king is so tall, because you don't manage to jump until the king has like already half disappeared down this hole. You only fall about 10 feet, so thankfully no damage. But as you skid to a roll, you notice your king just vanishing under the board. And can I now get a a dexterity saving throw from everyone, Perrin included?
Oh, I just want to say, Ami, you get a delightful view of Perrin's oh shit face as the floor crumbles out from under them the first time.
Oh,
That's not good.
oh!
That's even worse.
Okay. And, Ami, that means when I say everyone, I mean you too. Okay, it's alright. Let me just do one final shot of what the board wound up looking like. Oh, okay, that's wonderful. So...
Did the entire board just collapse?
Okay, let me say. We've got a 14 from Perrin, which is enough that, yes, you managed to actually get a high enough reaction to this. However, we've got a 4 from Dr. Worm and a 7 from Ami, which means, oof, okay. Ami,
Hey, Ami, it's too bad you don't know how to fly.
Oh no.
Okay, with that, Ami, you watch as the king slowly vanishes down the first hole, and then you watch as, yes, the entire board just starts crumbling. You dash up quickly to go and, help Perrin if at all possible. But you actually slip as this happens, and because the space, the row of A, isn't the full 5 feet wide, it's 3 feet wide at most, you actually slip, and you do not fall into the depths, thankfully, because you actually, one of your hands managed to grab onto the edge. Perrin, you get over to A safely. You are safe on the side of the door that you just came through. However, both of you get watch as Dr. Worm, who was still riding on his queen, vanishes into the depths. Dr. Worm's just fucking gone. I'm sorry.
So I pulled out a grappling hook earlier.
Yeah.
Can I hand that to Ami and then dive down after Dr. Worm, holding the other end?
I would like to point out, Ami is hanging from the ledge currently.
No, definitely,
never
please
mind.
save Ami.
I'm just gonna pull Ami up and then dive after Dr. Worm.
Okay, give me a strength check to see if you can actually manage to pull Ami up.
That's a 7.
That's no. Okay, good news is it's high enough that you do not make the situation worse, but Ami, you are definitely not big enough to pull up Ami on your own.
How tall is Ami, by the way?
Oh shoot, how tall is Ami? I would say she's about average height, so maybe
5.5 feet.
5'4"-ish? 5'5"?
Oh, so you've got a good 3 feet on Perrin.
Which explains the 7 with your strength roll.
Yeah.
Ami, can I get a strength saving throw from you, please?
Jesus, you actually almost got 4 feet on them. Come on, big money.
It's a 16.
That's
Thank fuck. Okay, yeah. Ami, thankfully, even while this adorable little platypus is of absolutely no help, you have got enough of a grip that you can more or less tug yourself up, and maybe you feel oh, this isn't actually as much effort as it possibly should be, as the giant wings on your back maybe vaguely do what they're meant to do. But for the
here's here's what I'm imagining, because the way I've drawn Ami's wings, they look kind of like hands, and I've always wanted an opportunity to make them like operate like hands.
Yes.
I think she just
love
remembered
that.
that she has. I think she just
We love
remembered. I think she just remembered that she has 4 giant wings. And what she does is like she's hanging on by like one of her actual hands, and then like she just kind of lifts one of her wings and like grabs the ledge and pulls herself.
Oh, that's
You know
such
what?
a dreadful mental image, and I love it.
That's perfect.
You get an impressed.
That's absolutely perfect. Dr. Worm is lost to the depths.
Yeah, Dr. Worm's
I'm
just
sorry.
gone.
F's in chat for the worm, please.
Some chat for Worm.
And I think this is the perfect point for me to, actually bring the plot in as you guys are mourning your suddenly new lost friend.
Morning, really?
Bing, bang, bang. Wait, Jay, have you got... is DJ Moves muted? I was not able to actually play this thing.
It's because you as
It's
Kai
because-
are not in the call.
Boo.
It's Jay.
I'm sorry, you'll have to do it
Fine.
from my
Hang on,
end.
give me a second.
No, I can just
Want me to
copy and
do it?
paste it from Jay's, it's cool. But thank you. Alright, so you guys, as Ami hauls herself back up onto the ledge, you hear reverberating from all the walls, bung, 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 as an announcement plays. Jay, you have DJ Moves fucking muted.
Oh, welcome aboard the Neverending train. For those who are new, yes, you heard that correctly. This is a train. It is a very large train with very unusual carriages, but it is a train nonetheless. To the rest of you who are already familiar with this, you may have noticed some technical difficulties, deficiencies, and all-around pickups, including, but not limited to, risk to life and limb, stress and strain to mental health, and a sort of lack of abidance to railway standards. Owing to these failings, my friends and I, fellow passengers all, have taken the initiative and made our way to the engine. This was made possible by the emergency exits available for use in the centre of the ceiling of each carriage. I repeat, there is an escape hatch in the centre of each carriage's ceiling. It might be disguised under an illusion of some nice fluffy clouds, but trust me, it's there if you look. They can be a bit of a bugger to shift, but keep at it, I'm sure you'll manage. If any of you do attempt this, be careful not to fall in the process. It's a long way down, and I know this from personal experience. And also, once outside it is possible, you might encounter a giant multi-legged robot with laser vision and knives for hands, so keep an eye out for that. In the meanwhile, my esteemed colleagues and I will be attempting to rectify, or at least put a stop to, this train's more harmful shortcomings. Namely, that individual who is called Father. He is called Father. He appears not to be a passenger. I am unclear as to whether he created this train or merely the poor soul he abandoned and left in charge of it, who is actually a really nice laddie person, automaton, called Alex. If you meet them, be nice. It's not their fault. Really, it's not their fault. We are going to try to fix the train. If you come across the father figure, beat the peck out of him. It's basically their fault. You are, of course, welcome to continue your little pre-arranged adventure on the train. Apparently, we all have a nice tailor-made individual one that if we solve, we're allowed to get off the train. But the last person to do that was 14 years ago. So, just keep that in mind. You could be stuck on here indefinitely. And hey, what's a little rebellion without a few friends, huh? Some of ye may have met me already by another name, but for now ye may simply call me Oscar. I'm short, orange, have a mouth like a tin can opener, and I'm apparently a lot more qualified for the running of locomotives than the poor soul they've lumped with the task here. As for the picnic, who's responsible for all this, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, in brief, I'm coming for you. And there is no machine, no monster, no demon, nor god in this world that will stop me. Thank you all for your time and attention, and remember, if you do make your way to the outside of this train, please Mind the gap.
Boom, boom, boom. And the announcement ends. And I would like to apologise immediately to people listening to this recording after the fact for the fact that Jay had DJ Moves muted. Therefore,
I don't apologise. I'm not apologising for anything.
Therefore, we people.
Just edit it in post.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me to unmute it, so why would I have unmuted it? I
Doesn't
never
matter.
listened to it.
Doesn't matter. But yeah, so that is a recording that Army, you will have actually heard that before when you were in the hot chocolate carriage and taking a little bit of a break and just trying to rest. So this is the second time you've heard it, although Perrin, it is your first. As you are listening, you actually hear the sounds of like rubble, of like stone kind of crunching against each other, and you notice that the chessboard has reformed itself back into the position that it was originally in. Army and Perrin, you are the only two people left in this room.
So I guess rescuing Dr. Worm isn't an option?
Perrin isn't paying attention because Perrin is busy trying to pinpoint the exit on the ceiling.
You cannot see anything. It is just a plain white arched ceiling high above you.
Then Perrin is going to reach into his hat for something. That's the wrong dice. Yeah, he pulls out a grapple gun.
Yep, cool.
He's gonna try and get to this exit because he's got people he needs to get back to.
God bless this grapple gun, honestly.
Roll me dexterity to aim then.
Just straight dex or as an attack?
Just straight dex.
Alrighty.
I'm not going to make you attack the ceiling with this.
What did the ceiling ever do to you?
That's the wrong modifier. Whoops.
I don't even know the ceiling's armor class, so that's a 21. Okay, with that, yeah, your aim is pretty much dead on, and you shoot your grapple gun more or less right into the center of the ceiling, and within a second, you get pulled up. You are still going to need to hang on to the grapple gun with one hand because you're about like 50 feet above the board at this point. And
this is why the grapple gun has a Wii strap.
Astounding.
Ami's just like watching this and she's just like, wait, am I being left alone again?
Oh no! Oh god, no! I imagined that like you were trying to bring her with you. Is that not what's happening?
The plan was find and open the door and then drop down a rope.
Oh.
But of course, Perrin can't communicate this.
Yeah, you've lost your translator.
Not that it was ever a terribly good translator to begin with, but...
But yeah, you can have a look around. Can I get an investigation check? And or Arcana, if you are proficient in it.
I'm not, but I am in investigation. 320 plus 6. That's not great.
That's a 13. Okay, yeah, you poke around and you can kind of tell that, like, alright, you can work out that the ceiling is not actually marble like it's meant to be, but you don't know what other material it could possibly be made out of, because it definitely feels like marble and it sounds like marble, but there's something there that's telling you, like, it isn't quite marble, but you're definitely not seeing any cracks, and you're definitely not seeing any hatches.
Alrighty.
Ami, are you okay down there?
I think... Hang on. She doesn't want to be left alone, so she's a little bit scared about that, but she does want to help, Perrin. So what she's gonna do is she's just gonna, like, cup her hands over her mouth and her, like, one pair of wings do the same, like, around her face, and she just goes, Mr. the engineer said it was at the center!
Oh.
Am I in the center?
Yeah, with the aim roll, yeah, you hit pretty much right next to the center.
In that case then, Perrin has a quarterstaff that's just been, like it's one of those collapsible staffs, so he just pulls it off of his hat band, uncollapses it, and then attempts to jab the ceiling.
Okay, give me strength roll with that then.
Can I use Dex because I'm a monk?
You know what? Yes.
Thank you. That's a much better roll.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, than 23. Okay, with that, somehow, even though this wasn't necessarily like the hardest hit you ever done, you managed to get it right on some sort of pressure point, and as you hit, you notice a crack in the ceiling that definitely wasn't there before, and it doesn't follow like the crack of the stone, because it seems to kind of be a crack running underneath the stone to something that is holding it in place there.
I'm tempting to rip that the fuck open.
Okay, with that, I am actually I'm gonna need strength here, definitely, because
Yeah, that's entirely fair.
this is pretty solidly in place.
That's
Ooh!
a nat 20!
No! God, okay, this is the rolls that you needed before. Alright, with that there, you managed to get your little platypus fingers into this tiny, tiny crack, and then just rip, and a massive panel, like a 10-foot by 10-foot panel, just comes loose from the ceiling. Amy, were you, like, directly underneath this?
I think she was, like, trying to move around, like, trying to get a good view of, like, what he's doing, but he's so high up that she can't see either way.
Yeah,
I would say that she's probably directly under.
Yeah, can I please get a dexterity saving throw from you real quick?
Well,
because, like, this panel is, that's a 16. Okay, yeah, you're good.
Oh, thank God.
yeah.
You get plenty of time to see as this panel, and it's not just, there are like 2 inches of what seems to be solid stone and a little bit of arching and decorations that are on the ceiling, that seem to be attached to this back of metal plating, which is then attached to some sort of mechanical arm, which Perrin, you just drop as you completely rip the arm free and it falls to the ground. Amy, you dive out of the way. You are still showered in lots and lots of tiny cogs and gears as they rain down upon you, but you do not take any damage from anything falling. Perrin, you have just, ripped a hole in the ceiling to reveal kind of like the mechanical workings behind the ceiling, and then another ceiling, like another couple of feet above that. You can now see something that looks like kind of round, and like there is a wheel attached to it there, and it possibly might be that hatch that the person in the announcement was talking about.
Can I try and open the hatch?
Yeah, roll me strength again. Although, I will actually say, as you climb up to the hatch, you actually notice, can I get a quick perception check from you to see how much you notice?
Wow, that's not great.
Alright, yeah, that's not great, but a 12 is enough to notice as you kind of like swing about on your grapple hook and then jump up into the mechanical workings and kind of climb over to where this hatch would be. Before you get there, you hear squeak, squeak, squeak as this metal and you watch as this metal starts turning of its own accord. Do you want to do anything?
I'm going to attempt to position myself in such a way that I can attack if need be. Of
Okay.
whatever the heck is coming through this hole.
Okay. Like, Army, you can even hear from down where you are, because this squeaking noise is just bouncing off the stone that the rest of this room is made of. And you can hear squeak, squeak, squeak. Do you want to say or do anything?
It's coming from the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Or is it just... Okay, hang on, let me check her sheet.
Like, I will note, that is approximately 60 feet away from where you were standing directly underneath it.
Long fall.
Yeah, like, please don't fall, Perrin. You will take damage.
So much
Yeah.
damage.
Not as much as anyone else would, because monks have slow fall, but it's still I would take damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have given you enhanced ability.
Oh well.
It's fine, I've been doing relatively alright.
Too late now. Okay, yeah, in that case, yeah, you just hear it's like the whole squeak, squeak, as this circular handle turns, and then you hear it squeak, and this massive metal hatch cracks open and lifts up. And through it, you can see...
Hello! Hello, friends! You see this Dr.
Perrin's
Worm's face poking in through the thing. If you want to punch them in the face, I would understand.
Lights up. No, not a punch, but yeah, Dr. Worm now has a platypus hanging off them.
I'm so happy to see you too, Agent P.
Is that Dr. Worm?
Oh, yeah, rope. Hang on. 10, there we go. Yeah, okay. It pulls out 50 feet of rope and tosses the end down to you.
Yeah, thankfully there are plenty of places amongst all this mechanical workings for you to actually tie the rope off. Can I get an acrobatics or athletics check from you, Army, depending on, like, how you want to be climbing up this rope?
She has proficiency in acrobatics. Give me a second as I, like, roll and try to figure out how to flavor this.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a nat 20.
That's a nat
Very nice. Just saving all the nat 20s for when we want to get... This carriage just wants to get rid of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, you essentially can fly up this rope if you want to.
With your horrible hand wings.
Horrible handling.
Horrible. These hand wings are amazing.
Both can be true at the same time.
Okay, she doesn't know how to fly, so, like, I think what she's doing is she is doing this, like, weird, climbing with her hands and her wings. So she,
just like...
Yeah, like, the she's definitely getting more distance with her wings than she is with her, like, actual hands, but she's essentially climbing the rope.
Yeah, you zoom up that rope. You probably even manage to do, like, a little acrobatic flip halfway up if you want to. But yeah, you can now you can like easily get up to the hatch, climb out, and now all three of you can look out into the absolute nothingness that is what this train is passing through.
Does Dr. Worm still have a platypus stuck to their face?
By this point, Perrin will have climbed off. But,
Okay, fair enough. That would have been very funny.
Sticking very, very close.
Yeah.
He was more rattled than he let on when Dr. Worm just vanished.
Aww. Completely misplaced attachment, I assure you.
But yeah, you guys...
What are you talking about?
You guys all stand on the roof of the train, and, like, with the hatch open, you can look back down and you can see, like, the light and all the chessboard from right above, and you can see everything into that carriage. Otherwise, though, like, in front of you and behind you, the train just stretches out for forever. And all around you, while you can feel the train beneath you kind of moving a little bit as it goes through wherever this place is, everywhere else around you is just an absolute void. There is no wind plucking at your clothing as the train moves. There is just nothing.
There's this kind of silence from Dr. Worm that you probably wouldn't really have heard from them before, as they're kind of just looking out, and then they say in this sort of, in this tone that you won't have picked up from them before, just like, what an absolutely beautiful view. And then there's this pause for again, and then they clap their little hands together and they say, well, on we go, time waits for no stabby, terrifying laser-eyed knife robot lady. Shall we get along?
I would actually like to point out, Dr. Worm, you did not actually hear the announcement.
Dr. Worm just knows things.
Yep, that's fair.
Dr. Worm is Sarah Senru.
Yep, that's fair. Yeah. Do you guys want to do anything while you're up here?
try and figure out which way toward the engine.
I want to say, when Perry did throw down the rope, Ami just like lit up, very happy, like, oh, I get to go with.
Aww. Army hurts my heart.
We all love Army. We all love them.
It's very good.
But I'm trying to think.
Perrin quickly face palms and then pulls out a pen and 2 of the little cards that you saw before and scribbles down an address and holds one out each to Dr. Worm and to Ami.
Aww, yes!
Ami takes it.
Yeah, same.
Amazing. Please add Perrin's address, I guess, to your inventory.
I hope you realise that now what you've essentially done is given Dr. Worm a way to find you.
Perrin is aware, but Perrin has lost too many friends to go discounting the ones that he gains now.
Oh, that is wonderful. Can I get a perception check from everyone, please?
Yeah.
Sure.
Perception check time. D20.
That's a 23 and a nat 20. Hell yeah.
Yeah!
Nice.
I've completely forgotten what my perception
it's
was.
a plus
That's a 23 for Perrin and nat 22 for Ami.
That's
Come on, Dr. Worm.
It's fucking sounding. Come on, let's round this out.
10, nothing.
Honestly, that's so in character.
Yeah. Dr. Worm, you are a little bit distracted by the gorgeous views of nothingness surrounding you guys. But Perrin and Ami especially, as you guys look around, you kind of notice that, like, there seems to be something in the distance coming towards you guys, and it seems to be possibly multiple somethings as you watch and it comes closer. And, like, some of it seems to be walking on the roof of the train a couple carriages down. Some of it seems to be hovering. Do you guys want to do anything?
I think something's coming. I think we should probably go.
Dr. Worm's already headed in the direction of the thing heading down towards you.
No!
Yeah, Perrin is also moving closer, but in the intent of trying to identify what this thing might be, and then ducking into the space between carriages.
Okay. When you say ducking into the space between carriages, because you are currently on the roof, there is space between carriages. There is some sort of connection between the carriages. After that, it is just fucking nothing. Are you literally hanging from the edge of the roof of the carriage to hide in the nothingness?
That's pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, there's not really many places to hide up here.
Perrin would move onto the connection and then tie himself to the underside of it.
Oh god, give
sense.
me like 2 minutes in fucking MS Paint to kind of draw you out what I mean by what's going on with the carriages here. Because you guys have... This is a little bit difficult, and it's... because you guys are fucking... Basically, you're fucking tiny. These carriages are absolutely massive. These are not, like, normal people-sized carriages. These are... they are minimum of, 150 feet tall. So... Okay, so the blue blob you are gonna see here is, Army. You cannot actually see Perrin. Does that give you a sense of scale?
Wow,
Realistically, you guys would probably be a little bit smaller still.
That's pretty fucking... We're tiny.
You're tiny.
We're itty bitty.
Yeah. So, you are on a carriage that is around the size of, a football pitch.
Wait, hang on. I have a ridiculous line for Ami. Give me a sec.
Yeah, sure
Hell
thing.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I love how this drawing that you've done is just suddenly Perrin has moved into Thomas Was Alone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, what did she say? Standing here on the roof of a giant train carriage on a never-ending train, It really puts into perspective how big the universe is and how small we are as people.
That was an
can't argue with
entire
that.
philosophical debate and response contained within a single rattle.
I love that. Alright, so yeah, when I'm saying you don't really have anywhere to hide, I mean it, you don't really have anywhere to hide. If you really want to hang off the edge of the carriage, you can, but it's not...
It might not be worth it.
Yeah.
It might not
Yeah.
be worth the risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Perrin did want to be, of course, just try and identify what is coming at us.
Alright.
And then we'll go back to hiding in the ceiling of the train.
Alright, yeah. You guys, you come a bit close and you realize that these guys are still kind of moving towards you. There are some people walking, there are, and like, they are definitely, like, a mixture of toons from the looks of things as they get closer. However, there also seems to be, a big sort of, like a big silver box that is floating in the air that a couple of other people are riding inside. And as it gets closer, you kind of notice that all the toons hang onto the box for a second as the group of people reaches the end of one carriage, and the box kind of hovers over the gap, and everyone then lets go of the box again as they continue walking down and coming towards you. And
Oh, we found the raid party!
Yeah.
and and like again, as they come closer, you notice that like the main person riding inside the box seems to be a rather large Muppet-born lion from the looks of things. You've got a mix of toons walking next to them. One seems to have like glass for a head. Another one is a rather tall and skinny looking person with like a pointy hat. And I'm going to apologise right now because I have just instantly forgotten who the third person in the previous game was, and I'm so fucking sorry.
Does the hazelnut gallery?
Oh wait, no, it was Fierce Heart. It was Fierce Heart. So a rather small and stout-looking individual with a ukulele strapped to their back. As they walk closer, and as they spot you, because hey, if you can see them, they can see you. They give a wave.
I mean, especially, I was going
the
to say, I
fucking
didn't get a chance to
Technicolor
say
on
this
a black
beforehand,
backdrop.
but Dr. Worm has already been, like, waving their arms above their head, like, hello!
Like, there's that, and also we're Technicolor on a black and white backdrop.
Yeah, we are.
Fairly obvious.
Yeah.
Well, at least two of us are Technicolor, one of us is black and white.
That's true.
Hello over there!
Yeah.
You get a tip of the hat.
Yeah, they wave as well, and as they come up to you, they do that strange little hopping motion over the gap, because it's a rather large gap, and while people could probably jump it, it's not massively safe, and leaning on this hovering box as they go seems to kind of provide a little bit of more stability. And the lion in the hovering box goes like, well, hello! I'm so glad to meet more of you folks. I'm glad to hear that the message went out pretty well. Don't suppose you're willing to join us?
Absolutely!
You
Dr.
got a
Worm is
thumbs up
fully
from
on board
Perrin.
with this.
What was that, RJ?
You get a thumbs up from Perrin.
Army?
Before we get off this crazy train.
Yeah!
Alright, and you guys are joining...
It's a party!
You guys are joining this
Great
party
party.
as it goes onwards, and you will travel down the train, and we will figure out more what's going on with you guys later. For now, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for playing.
Yay! We played
Yay!
chess! We played chess and broke a train.
Yep, well done.
How many tunes can we fit in a hoverbox?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. It's going to be like a hovering
Bloody
clown car by the end of it.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
so funny.
Because there is oxygen in the hammer space. Everyone just gets inside Tasha's purse.
Oh, that's tempting. That's really
No, that's
tempting
so
now.
good. And then, like, she turns up, and at the end is like, well, oh god, did you not find anybody? And she's like, oh wait, no, and then turns the purse upside down and starts shaking them out.
That's so tempting. That's so tempting. That is something, however, to be organised at a later date. I did just post, for the fun of it there, this was my behind the
Jesus Christ.
scenes, my randomisation, and I literally, was just picking
Yeah, okay, I can see why you build that in JavaScript.
Yeah, like, I could have done it in JavaScript. I could have automated a bunch of things if I did it in JavaScript. I decided I can't be bothered going to that effort. I'd much rather watch Animaniacs.
Kai is the small god of spreadsheets.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jay, I'm not sure if you're looking at Hazelnut Gallery, but there is a really good picture.
Oh god, I need to see
What's
this.
this?
I need to see
God,
this.
I haven't even... 378 new messages since 10 past 4. Good lord.
Oh, that's so
many!
Liz, amazing. I love your art. I love everything about this.
What god is possessing you? I can actually answer that, and the answer is none at all.
But I think with
Dr. Worm is his own god.
Oh no! There is a god in the equation, just not just not here.
just not one that wants anything to do with the worm. Anyway, I think with that again, thank you so much for all playing. Did you all have fun?
I did. I had a
lot of
tremendous
fun.
time.
I'm so glad. Army, thank you again for being so patient with a lot of
So
this while
good.
we're playing
I feel
chess.
very sorry.
Thank you to everyone in the Hazelnut Gallery for listening in. I will probably wind up having to edit this just to put in the fucking chess positions into the video, so it will take me a day or so to get it up. But thank you everyone. I love you all. This was a delight. Does everyone want to say goodbye before I end the recording?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.